20 years ago, Russian servicemen have been struggling with a problem over his residency for years. To get the matter resolved, he went straight to the top, the then President Vladimir Putin, and it spawned a tradition of appealing to Putin when faced with Russia's notoriously overwhelming bureaucracy.
For almost 2 decades, Oleg Kozlov honorably served his country, first in the Soviet army, then in the Russian, sustaining injuries, receiving medals. But when the Soviet Union fell apart, this recipient of the country's highest decoration failed to get Russian citizenship.
I appealed to officials several times, but they always told me to come later. As a serviceman stationed on the Tajik-Afghan border, I simply didn't have time and possibility to keep knocking on their door.
Caught in a catch-22, Oleg felt the only way to cut through the bureaucracy was to go right to the top. And at the time, there was no one higher than President Vladimir Putin.
In 1994, I was granted a title of the Hero of Russia. But so far, neither I nor my family have Russian citizenship. Could you help me?
I think it's absolutely inadmissible. According to the Constitution, I have special authority. So I promise, within the next week, your problem will be completely solved.
Oleg served in a unit stationed in Tajikistan, the poorest republic within the Soviet Union. After its collapse, Tajikistan found itself on the brink of civil war. With Afghanistan just across the border, this Central Asian state had soon become a crossroads for terrorists and drug traffickers.
If it hadn't been for the Russian troops, Tajikistan today would have been little different from what we see in neighboring Afghanistan. Russian troops were the only barrier to arms and drugs trafficking, terrorists and other bandits. If it hadn't been for the Russian troops, Tajikistan would have failed as a state a long time ago.
Used to defending foreign borders, soldiers like Oleg were helpless in defending their own rights. Stuck in a limbo for years, Oleg's appeal to the president worked wonders. Previously indifferent officials dramatically changed their tune, granting citizenship to his entire family and to many of his comrades too.
People turn to the president because of their helplessness. We have a very large bureaucratic apparatus, but often these officials are deaf to what people are asking from them. That's why people go with their small problems to the people of such high authority.
Still living in Tajikistan, Oleg hopes to move his family to Russia, counting on the government's promise to provide professional servicemen free housing. And as Vladimir Putin prepares to host this year's question and answer session with the country, there's one man who won't be calling in.
I don't think it's appropriate to burden the Prime Minister with my problems. He already helped me once. That's enough.
Oksana Boyko, RT.